Well, let's see how it all went down in 2021. A record 52 degrees at kickoff, the bad weather from years past, a distant memory on this day. Both teams without a few key players, the Patriots without their former MVP, Andrew Thomas. In steps John Havy IV from 2017, and the Broncos without Chris Roberts, so in step Ben Petrin and then Ben Havy, the rookie, to the game. Well, the first play of the game, first play of scrimmage for the Broncos, didn't start off very great. Mitchell Havy looking deep for Ben Petrin, intercepted by his little brother John Havy V. The Broncos, what are you doing? Are you ever going to win this game? First pass is an interception, but Mitchell, believe it or not, would not throw a pick from there on out. Able to force a punt, though. The Broncos' next possession, Mitchell Havy running left, flips it to his little brother Ben Havy. Welcome to the league, and Ben gets a good gain there. Broncos now, big fourth down early on. They decide to go for it from their own 35. Mitchell Havy gets around and is tackled and stopped by Zach Boyd. So the Patriots, again, with quality field position, much like 2020 started. What do they do the first play? Luke goes up to John Havy, the fifth, that is, for the score, and a little extracurricular after this touchdown, little brotherly love there. The Patriots draw first blood, up 6-0. Next Bronco possession. Mitchell Havy to Jake Boyd. Quick little out route there for the gain. 2nd and 10 now. Mitchell looking right now, looks up left to his little brother Ben Havy for the score. Welcome to the league again, Ben Havy, youngest player in the game this year, wide open for the score. The Broncos are able to tie it up. 6-6 is your score. Next Patriot possession, Luke Boyd looking up. Throwing deep for Zach Boyd, pulls it down, and Zach tackled just inside the 10. This looked a lot like 2019 with big plays. Patriots' little run would be in next play. So 12-6 is your score. Now, Mitchell Havy, Jake Boyd down the right sideline. He did this a couple more times, pay attention, and he has gone to the house to tie it back up at 12. Next Bronco possession, pinned deep in their own zone after a Patriot punt. Mitchell Havy goes to Jake Boyd down the right sideline yet again. John Havy IV with a great effort there, and Jake Boyd is gone to the residence. That's a little bit of history. 94 yards if you're keeping track at home. But what do the Patriots do? Looking deep for John Havy IV there. Couldn't quite get it. He said his parking brake was on a little. So the Broncos get another stop. 19-12. Mitchell Havy uses his brother in motion, goes to the right corner, and runs it in for the score. So a record-breaking pass at 94 yards and then a record-breaking run at 51 yards. We'll flash back to 2020. We all remember Mitchell's run last year that went for exactly 50 yards, as you can see here in the rain in 2020. The first play of the fourth quarter, Mitchell was able to outflank John there for the score. This time, pretty much the same carbon copy of that play, just the other side. So Luke Boyd, what does he do? Well, he says, I can run too, even though I might have some sciatica. He runs for the first down. Patriots now all of a sudden down in a hole here, down 2 touchdowns, a position they have not been in a long time, 26-12. But then Luke goes back across his body to John Havy IV. His first touchdown catch since, of course, the last time he played, 2017. The Patriots back within 1. 26-20 now into the second quarter. I'm going to punt it. No, Mitchell says no. I'm throwing it deep for Jake Boyd for the score. And the Broncos are off to the races. 4 touchdowns in the first quarter. This was their 5th to go up 32-20. It's a punt. No, it's a pass. Jake Boyd pulls it in. 32-20. Patriots trying to answer. Luke Boyd looking up for Zach Boyd. Tipped by Jake. Intercepted by Mitch. And a tip drill pick there. And that was Luke Boyd's only pick of the game. So it's 32-20. Broncos up 2 scores with the ball. What could they do with it? 3rd and 35. Incomplete. So they're forced to punt. Patriots get it back, averting going down into a 3-touchdown hole. Now Luke, running right, gets around Ben Havy down the right sideline, and he's gone. 71 yards for the score. Man, records were being set left and right in the first half alone of this game. 3rd and 23, the Broncos. Mitchell with time, going left for Ben Petrin. His down inside the 10-yard line, setting up a 1st and goal, and then Mitchell, what does he do? He says, I'll just run it. And he dives for the goal line there. You don't think he wants to win? He's diving everywhere today. 39-26, Broncos up. Next Patriot possession, Luke under duress there, gets it off to John Havy, a great pitch and catch there to keep the drive alive. Now 2nd and 30, the Patriots do this better than anybody. The misdirection play, John Havy to Luke Boyd in for the score. And the Patriots, you better watch out for these trick plays because they can pull them out of their hat any time of the game, and they do there. Luke with the juke, even though he said he was not 100%, not even close to 100% at the game time, was able to make that juke there for the score. 39-33, Broncos lead. 1st and 30 next possession. Mitchell Havey going up for Ben Petrin. He played in 2019. Ben only had 1 catch for 27 yards in that game. Ben says, no, not today. 1st and 30. Mitchell looking for Jake. Pulls it in. Jake a little rolling catch there. The Broncos able to answer. And so trading touchdowns we go. Look at this effort by Jake. Gets the knee down. Hangs on to the ball. 45-33. But the Patriots already deep in the Broncos zone. Luke goes back across his body, much like he did earlier in the day to John Havey IV. Finds Zach Boyd for the score. 45-39, they're within 6. But what do the great teams do at the end of half? They score. Mitchell Havey looking for Jake Boyd there. 3rd and 14, couldn't get it. But 4th and 14, the Patriots just need to get a stop because they get the ball back to start the second half and get back under a 2-score lead. But then Mitchell goes deep for Ben Petrin. His first touchdown of his career came at the end of a half there. So we head to the 3rd quarter. The Broncos with a 2-touchdown lead, 51-39. First Patriot possession, Luke to John Havey. What are we doing? We're lateraling it. Back to Luke Boyd, and that went for a gain of 25. A 35 and a first down. For the Patriots after a couple incompletions, 3rd and 30. Luke pumping left, now goes up to Zach Boyd, pulling it in, his bread and butter. Zach had a whale of a game, catching 9 for 336 yards and 4 touchdowns. Zach Boyd, the unsung hero for the Patriots. Next Bronco possession, trying to answer, they're up 5, trying to keep this a 2-score game. Mitchell Havey goes deep, Ben Petrin, goodbye. John Havey IV, almost the heroic chase down tackle, as that seemed to be the theme of the day for him, oh so close. But just lofting it over the top, able to get behind Mr. Havey, and Ben Petrin takes it to the house. 57-46, it's still an 11-point lead for the Broncos, but the Patriots with a quarterback change, and they go back to QB1. Luke Boyd, his hat's flying off again, but he's in for the score, an 80-yard touchdown from John Havey to Luke Boyd. A little bit of a personnel change might have thrown the Broncos off for that play, and it's 5-point lead again for the Broncos, trying to answer. Ben Havey in motion. Mitchell Havey flips it to Ben, and Ben's able to get it down inside the 10-yard line. 57-52 again. Broncos, little hop, skip, and a jump, and they were in, going up 11. Same personnel for the Patriots on this possession. John Havey, deep for Zach Boyd, pulling it in, a great throw there, and then Jake Boyd with a fingertips tackle, as Zach said he only felt 1. The ruling was a legal 2-hand tackle here, but barely if it was. But it really wouldn't matter, as John Havey says, I'll just run for the hole to the right side in the end zone, and the Patriots back within 5. So really a theme of trading touchdowns here to start the second half, the end of the first half, and to start the second half. As you can see, John Havey just lunged to break the plane there. It's 63-60 as the Patriots went for 2 and got it. Mitchell Havey trying to misdirection here, and he gets tackled for a loss by John Havey back at the 50, and it brings up 2nd and long, backed them up. Now 4th and 15 after they got a little bit back. Mitchell Havey didn't punt at all last year. Now he's punting from his opponent's 25-yard line. Not sure what we're doing there. Maybe a little too conservative as it gives the Patriots the ball back. They didn't even want to try a field goal or nothing. So the Patriots now have it, able to finally get a stop. Luke Boyd goes for a little game there to John Havey IV to start this drive that they really needed to score on to retake the lead. Luke Boyd flips it to John Havey. And now watch this correction here in the route. Good adjustment. Luke Boyd, big gain there. Gets around one tackler, then gets around Ben Petrin. But Ben Havey able to anticipate that last juke attempt by Luke. Stop him inside the 10, but then 1st and goal. Luke Boyd floating. What a catch this was by John Havey V. And the first wow catch of the game, really. Came here on a 1st and goal. Look at this. Pulls it in. Able to get the knee down. We know 1 knee equals 2 feet. And hangs onto it as he hits the ground hard. Mitchell couldn't do anything about it. 67-3. The Patriots back in the lead. But Mitchell Havey says, I'll just run it for 62 yards deep into the Patriots zone. Broncos desperately trying to answer here to retake the lead at the end of the quarter. 3rd and goal. Mitchell running it left, trying to get to the pylon. and can't quite do so as he takes it down to the 2-yard line. So 4th and goal it is. The Broncos really needing to score from the 2-yard line. I'd say their chances are pretty good considering they were walking all over the Patriots all day. But here's 4th and goal from the 2. Mitchell takes his time, then decides to just dive for the goal line, and the ruling immediately was that he was stopped short for a gain of nothing. And the Patriots, Mitchell couldn't really believe it. Some of the fans couldn't believe it. But the Patriots, there's John Havue, gets his hands on his shoulder. And as you can see, Mitchell, when he lands, the ball is just over the plane. So there's no way he made it. But we'll flash back to the last time someone was stopped on 4th and goal in this game. Any team, last time, 2015, Luke Boyd and Lydia Boyd, the Patriots that year, were stopped on 4th and goal at the end of a half. That was the last time there was a goal line stand on 4th and goal. So the Patriots now up 4 points with the ball. Luke Boyd throwing a dime to Zach. Looked like 2018 out there with Zach during this second half. That was the last play of the 3rd quarter, so we head to the 4th. The Patriots looking to go up 2 scores when they were trailing by 2 scores most of the game. Luke Boyd lofting it up again to Zach Boyd, gets the toes in. And the Patriots are up 2 scores, 73-63. How can the Broncos let this happen? Well, why are we showing you the kickoff? It's either a big play or boo-boo, right? Jake Boyd takes it out of his own end zone, dodges a tackle there, takes it across midfield. Big 55-yard return there for Jake Boyd. This is really when Jake started to take over. As the first play after that return, Mitchell Havue takes the snap and then throws to his right to Jake Boyd, tapping the toes, getting the 2 feet in he needs for the first down. Next play, 2nd and 4, going to Jake Boyd again to the right as he slides down, and now what do? Mitchell Havue, dangerous pass. Jake goes up and grabs the jump ball as he definitely had the height advantage there, but everyone was really holding their breath when Mitchell let that one go. Jake fortunate enough to come down with it. 73-69, Broncos back in it, but Luke Boyd, so calm, flips it to Zach for a first down. Now, big 4th and goal here. Could the Broncos get a stop and take back control? Luke Boyd hesitates, then goes right. That's just too easy. Not really much you can do when you're playing a man-to-man there. Luke looks left, Mitchell bites, and then just prances on in for the score. So the Patriots back up 10. Broncos try not to let this game slip away. Mitch going deep to Jake yet again there. Jake with mind-numbing receiving numbers in this one. 13 catches for 416 yards and 7 touchdowns. Mitch found Ben Petrin there. Ben went for 237 yards receiving in this game as well. But the Patriots trying to answer back. Jake, last year's defensive player of the game, gets the tip there. So the 4th, they bring up a 4th and 21. The Patriots elect not to punt it, as they figure they're probably going to score on us either way. So they're going to try to go for it. John Havue at quarterback, switching it up again, going deep for Zach Boyd, and a good defensive play there by the Broncos. Clean defensive play. So the Broncos marching right back down the field. Mitchell Havue to Jake Boyd. Jake had 7 touchdowns on the day. As you can see on this one, they just cross him up. Ben Petrin runs the slant, then Jake runs the dig. And the defenders run into each other. So the Patriots trying to answer back. Down 2 now. 2 minutes to go. Luke Boyd with an amazing throw. Probably the best throw we've ever seen. And John Havue with one of the best catches we've ever seen. This play right here. The Patriots do better than anyone on the deep ball. Luke Boyd can hardly believe it. But look at this throw. From their own 20-yard line. The first play after the Broncos took back the lead. Luke Boyd chunks it deep to John Havue. Gets his hands out there, able to avoid the tackle. Luke can't really believe it, as this was just a shot play. Pretty safe, as it couldn't have been intercepted, but Luke just awestruck by that catch. So the Broncos needing to answer. Now you can see the time. Mitchell going deep for Ben Petrin. What a defensive play this was by John Havue IV. Face guards Ben Petrin, as he got beat a couple times in the game, but he wasn't beat there, as that was a touchdown. Ben Petrin was waiting for that ball to just fall into his hands. Likely would have been a score, and the Broncos would have taken the lead. But it is an incomplete pass. So 4th and 30, they got to go for it. Down 4. Down under a minute now. Mitchell goes deep for Jake Boyd, trying to make a play. Good defensive play there by Luke Boyd. Able to get the stop are the Patriots. Now they just need a first down to ice this away. The Broncos got to start using their timeouts. John Havue V, running around. He was a running back in middle school football. Avoids some tackles there, kills some time. 3rd and 16, the Patriots, instead of running it, decide to throw for it, and it was there, but Luke Boyd just overthrows Zach, and it brings up 4th down. So the Patriots Just need a first down to end it. The Broncos used all their timeouts. Luke needed 16 yards. He comes up with 13, takes it to the Broncos' 18-yard line. Now with 16 ticks to go. The Broncos, no timeouts, needing to go the length of the field, down 4. Mitchell Have sets up the play. Patriots were playing way back, playing a prevent here. Finds Jake. Now get out of bounds. What are you doing? Jake, what are you doing? Crosses, switches fields, goes the other way. Jake trying to get to the pylon, and he does step out of bounds at the 3-yard line. An amazing play for the Broncos as the Patriots were playing way back. Who cares if they got it to midfield? Broncos were just trying to get in Hail Mary range, but Jake had other plans as he switches fields, outruns John the 5th, and then John the 4th closes in, but he steps out of bounds before he can make that tackle as the Broncos, again, no timeouts. If he was tackled there in the middle of the field, that would have likely been the game as the clock would have ran out before they could have spiked it. But he steps out of bounds at the 3-yard line. Can you believe that play? Now the Patriots got to play defense from the 3 with 3 seconds to go. First and goal, but the down and distance doesn't really matter. They need to score in this play. Mitchell Have takes the snap. This is what legends are made of. Goes to Jake Boyd for the quick score, and that's your ball game. The Broncos pull out an amazing come-from-behind win in the closing seconds. They were backed up with 16 seconds to go and no timeouts, 87-85. For the first time since 2015, the Broncos are your Thanksgiving champions.